So, hello guys, and welcome to the next part of our convention, the panel called Musicians of Ponyville. We wanted to make it a little Q&A session, but we have lost control of a few mics, so we'll just wing it from this table here. If you could introduce your bands, we've seen you all perform, but if you could introduce which one of you, for the guys who might not remember correctly from yesterday, which bands are you from?
We're Remake. We've got a new album actually, and it's the first. Where you leave the entrance at the right, we got albums, so check that out. Get our stuff. That'd be pretty cool. The pound's dropping, so please buy our music because otherwise we're going to be on the streets. We're going to be busking with guitars otherwise. But yeah, we're Remake. I'm joking. I'm Blake Swift, ShadyVox. I do Scratch 21. That's about it as far as I go.
Pretty much already introduced us, so. But yeah. Alright, well, I'm Jimmy from Remake. And yeah, you saw us perform yesterday. I know we weren't very good, but. But yeah, so.
Pretty much what he said, but replaced Jimmy with Ed. There you go.
Oh. So, my name is Vladimir Putin, and this is Joe Stalin. This is Gorbachev. This is Lenin, and we're Przewalski's Ponies.
First question that is open to all of you. How are you enjoying Poland and the convention so far?
Let me tell you something.
It's nice.
Okay. Poland is a beautiful, beautiful place. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2. I'm blowing this thing. Can't hear me. Poland is a beautiful place. I love the architecture, good people, good beer. Good beer. You know how to have a good time. And cheap as well, compared to the pound, which is nice. The weather last night was, I've never seen anything like that. God, that rain. I would absolutely come again in a heartbeat. I think this is a wonderful place. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time. Everyone here is super friendly, super cool, super chill. It's like everyone here is just friends automatically. We're just bonding and having a good time. It's really cool.
No, what's going on? Yeah, I'm pretty much with Shady on this. Just everyone has been absolutely phenomenal and lovely, and really welcoming. And we love you guys for it. And again, great beer. You guys are great beer. And again, you guys really know how to freaking party as well. So last night was insane.
I can speak louder though. Yeah. What was going on last night with the football? Everybody was just having a good time, yelling and stuff. We were walking around the town, and we were looking for before we went to the hotel, we were like, oh, we'll hi, you okay? Yeah. We were looking for another place to find just a quick beer or something. And we're walking around, we're talking to ourselves like, beer, where do we go? And these three guys came up to us, completely drunk and in broken but understandable English, what you looking for? And we went, beer. And they were like, yeah, yes. And we ended up hugging and in the street, high-fiving these three just drunken Polish guys and just having a good time. Where are you from? England. England beer. It was great. No, it's awesome. This is really cool.
No, well, that's pretty much the story. No, everything, just Poland is great. Warm. It was warmer than I was expecting it to be. Until it rained. Yeah, exactly. No, it's crazy warm today as well. I don't know why. I guess I just had that kind of. Maybe I was stereotyping a bit. Yeah. No, I didn't.
I just love that we come to a panel in Poland and all we can do is be very British and complain about the weather. That's all we're doing. We're living up to the British stereotype, so it's good. But basically, as these guys said, fantastic place. We absolutely love it here. You guys are incredible. That is shown by last night with the crowd when we were performing. Everyone was getting into it, having a good time. You guys are amazing, and we can't thank you enough for a good evening. It was fantastic, and we look forward to coming back. Anyway, let's hand it over before we hog this whole question.
Oh. You know who warmed up this audience for you?
Oh, okay. Oh, that is, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, good job.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I love the Poland, I love this convention, and you guys are really crazy. And I love you. I really love you. And here is extremely warm.
And please remember one thing: when you come to the restaurant and you choose between small pizza and big pizza, don't order big pizza. The smaller one is it's damn huge. In Russia and in Belarus, the small pizza means you have small pizza, and here, damn, we couldn't eat it. It was delicious.
It
but
still waits for us in the hotel.
Yes. It was really delicious, and but it was so big. Say something.
So we've come to a conclusion with the other organizers that it would be very cool if you could just tell us something about, well, many people that are attending conventions are also interested in creating their own fandom music. So just in general, how did you guys come up with ideas of creating pony music? That's the first question I have from actual questions.
I'm going to delve on what you said before, the idea of how you get into music and what it is. It's essentially in the tactic of when you're making music, you're writing music that you enjoy. Not necessarily you write music on the premise that you want people to like it. It's a bad way to write music. Make music that you enjoy, and then the people who follow you in the music that you make will have the same attachment to your songs as you do. As for how you do it, you know, take a song that's in the radio, change the lyrics a little bit, make it a little bit pony-ish. That's usually how it goes. But parodies is parodies. But if you're talking like original, full-length music creations of pony music, you have to know what you're doing as a writer, as a musical performer, because it's not just the case of changing, you know, a word to, you know, every pony or some pony or something like that. Everything that you've heard in terms of fandom music is original, you know. It has inspiration, absolutely, and it is there, but it is original. So you kind of need to know what it is you're doing first before you take it on. There is no real leverage or sort of process that there's a checklist that you go through when you make music. There is no sort of like repertoire or standard to go through. Everybody has a different process. Some people start with a guitar riff first, some people start with a drum lick or like a bass idea or vocals or lyrics for the most part usually. You'll have lyrics written down and then you transition that into the song. There is no real way to make... It sounds like a really cop-out of an answer, but there is no real way to write music. It is just you express yourself how you feel it works. That's it, you know? Just do it, have fun, and make money, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Yep.
Money's good. What? Don't do this. Okay. Don't do it. Well, I guess, yeah, Shady brings up some really good points, and listen to them. Just listen to them. Moving on. No, I'm kidding.
You know what you've done in your answer? You've essentially, I passed you the microphone, and what you've said, you've just gone, yeah.
Yeah, what he said.
What he said.
No, I guess Shady pretty much covered like all the kind of basis on kind of writing the music. You know what I mean? I guess the only thing I can really do now is say how I go about doing it, to be honest. So I'll do that. Trial and error. So pretty much how I go about doing it is with pony music, when I'm writing a song about a character, say like loyalty, you know, I took a look at what makes Rainbow Dash a character, you know, like brash, very kind of high and mighty, very egotistical, I guess you could say in a way. And I tried to kind of convey that through what type of music would best suit this character, like pretty much like fast-paced, maybe kind of hard rock kind of style, and that's how kind of loyalty came about. And again, after that, it was pretty much just putting the yeah, pretty much started with a little acoustic song. Yeah, and it was pretty much just putting the lyrics on top of that, and yeah, no, those came to me pretty quickly because once you really know what you're writing about, you can really get it done. Because moving on to like another one of our songs off the album, the title track "End of Your Leash." I knew exactly what I wanted to write about, and I managed to complete that song in 2 days. I wrote that whole song in 2 days. So once you know what you want to write about, it will come to you really quickly. But again, well, like a lot of the other songs on the albums, it would take weeks because I would just get like writer's block on lyrics or song ideas, guitar licks, and it is pretty much the process of just when you hit a block, you just rest your mind a little. It will eventually come to you. Just keep coming back to it, and also write down every idea. Write down every idea because you might come up with something you like, but you don't know what to use for just yet. But you might return to it in the future. So if you have a song idea, get your phone out, just record it into there for later, and log that away.
Yeah, if you get an idea for like a vocal melody or a guitar or bass or anything, even if you think it doesn't work on the song I'm writing right now, just record it into your project and save it. It's essentially what's called loading ammunition. So then you can go through loads of project files and listen back to what you've recorded and what you've made, and you can go, hey, this works in this other song I'm writing, or this kind of works, but I'm going to change it a little bit for the theming. But it is all about ideas just being on paper. It's very easy to say, I'll remember that when I get home, and then then it's gone, and the whole thing's lost. So absolutely keep track of every inspirational idea that you get.
That's pretty much it, to be honest, for me. Ed, you want to add anything?
The only thing I would add is really just going on from what you said. If you don't have an idea, if you can't finish a song then and there, if it's going to take time, just don't force it. Because if you try and force a song or an idea or anything like that, you kind of lose the will to do it. You lose the inspiration and the motivation, and it doesn't come out as good as you would want. It just seems kind of like, yeah, it shows that you've kind of rushed it and forced it, and it's not what you wanted. So the best thing to do is if you do get that block, if you can't think of an idea, just as the guy said, kind of hold it off, kind of come up with other ideas, move on to another idea, song, project, whatever it is, and just come back to it later. Because if you force it, it's not going to come out, the best it could be. But anyway, yeah, I'll just move it on. Do you want to continue from there, guys? We are. We do apologize.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the best thing about brownie music is that you don't have to stick to a specific musical style. You can do just any music you want, and you are sure that your fans will love it anyway. Just because, for some reason, most brownies are melomans. They listen to all kinds of music and don't stick to a specific one. So, for some strange reason, Przewalski's Ponies are known in Poland like a gothic metal band, I guess. And I don't think that we only play gothic metal. What we do.
It's not true.
Well, you have a song, you put a pony to it. You have a song, you put a pony to it. That's how it worked. And
Profit.
now I'll tell the story of myself. I just got into it because I've been looking up to music forum, and I saw an announcement. Some kind of pony band was searching for female vocals.
So why not?
Yeah, I decided why not, and then I got to it. And now I write pony songs because I can write pony songs.
Okay, well, for me, I think that brownie music is probably the still important and big part of the whole music world. And well, like Andy said, well, it is very good that you're not restricted by any style of music. You just create what you want, what you feel, what you want to make. And well, I started as many of musicians in a fandom. I started with making covers and remixes, And then I was so inspired by the show and started to make my own music. Well, I wrote some songs and then I made instrumentals, but also impressed by the show. And well, I'm well, I'm kind of professional musician, like the musician with musical education. But well, I don't think you need musical education to make music. Well, I know how it sounds, but well, if you have the inspiration, if you have the spirit, if you have the will, and you can make music. The education just helps you to organize your knowledges and, well, create some more cooler stuff, more organized, more scientific. I don't know. Well, it just helps you to make music, but it's not the most important thing in making brony music, especially. Well, so here it is. I'm writing my own songs. I'm writing my own instrumentals. I play my bass well. I'm actually listening to almost every musical style, and well, I'm trying my best to mix it all together and to create my own unique style. And this is how I do my music. Well, yeah, this is it.
Okay. I would like to tell you guys how it all was started with our band, if you're interested. It was, let me remember, the end of 2011 or the beginning of 2012, I guess. We were watching Ponies together and playing some music we like to play. But although we all were friends, we were separated in playing music. And but one day we came together and we just think, wow, we're all playing brony music. Can we? Why can't we just create a band and play it together? And so it was our first Russian brony convention, RuBronyCon. It's kind of like it was our first performance. We just didn't got any rehearsals, any stuff to prepare for the performance. We just came and played the songs as we could, and then we think, wow, it wasn't so bad. Why can't we continue playing? And that's how it was made. But as for me, I wasn't with those guys for the beginning. I joined them later in a few months as the guitarist and later as a keyboard keyboard player. Yeah.
King of all the keys.
Oh yeah. You got the point. So something like that. You know. Can you say something?
Well, for me it was very easy. I just have a friend who has a band, and he says, well, I'm moving, so we need a guitarist. We've got 2 albums of material. Here are your parts. The rehearsal is on Saturday. Are you in? Yes, I'm in.
Just like that. Okay, by the way, we are open for questions from the audience, either to all of the guys here or to specific musicians or bands. in the meanwhile, if you want to ask questions or think about them, I have a question that's probably more for you guys because from Przewalski's Ponies, because especially when it comes to full bands, many people are very intimidated when it comes to recording material or maybe even getting all the parts together. Do you have maybe some ideas for people who want to be like you, a full band, on how do you record? Some tips for recording, maybe for some software for organizing all this
Nice
stuff.
and slowly.
Just one thing, learn your parts. That's all.
And that's the only answer you have.
Well, you can you can have only a voice and a guitar. You can just play it somehow and take the record to the rehearsal, and then the other band members should make their parts as they can.
Oh yeah, you just
And
sing
it will
something,
take
play
forever.
something, and then, hey guys, I got something to show you. Maybe we'll make a song of it. Well, let's try something. Let's see what we can do together. Who can add something? Well, yeah.
It would seem the phone was found, so yay.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Well, actually, as for writing songs in the audio, there's some tips I could say. Well, what you laughing at?
No.
Don't try to make it perfect. Don't try to make it perfect. It will take forever.
Go on.
Well, yeah, that's a good
It's a good tip.
that's a good tip. But
Don't try to be that perfect. Just do your best, but well, you still will be unsatisfied
Blah, blah,
with
blah,
all
blah, blah, blah.
what you do. Shut up. You still will be. You still can be unsatisfied with all you've done, but well, it's important that you try your best to make music. Yeah.
But still, I just wanted
He's just
to
a
say,
perfectionist. Well, don't listen to him.
I just wanted to say.
Please, next question. Oh, maybe you have something.
Yeah,
to say.
no, we can answer this. Yeah. Yeah, sure. You're essentially talking about the collaboration of pasting and compiling everything together, bass, drums, and guitars, and everybody doing their respective part. First and foremost, you need reliable band members who are going to commit and do the part that they need to. You also need to ensure that everybody knows what they're doing, as you've said, and wants to do it. If you have someone that's not interested, the whole project suffers, unfortunately. As far as it goes with collaboration, say for example, if you hire a guitarist or a bassist or a drummer, usually the process will be, and the most important part is communication. You need to know exactly what it is everyone's doing and what it is you expect from everybody else. Usually if you're making a new song with a band, usually the first thing that gets decided is the tempo. What's the pace everyone's going at? Is it slow? Is it quick? So that gets decided, and then it goes. It's really just a sort of throwing ideas at the wall and seeing what sticks for the most part. Yeah, got you take.
I was just going to say, like we said earlier, like when it comes to that side of things, it's trial and error. So you lay down a guitar riff, a bass riff, drum pattern, anything at all. If you like it, it sticks. You build on top of it, and that's your foundation, and you build from there. Like you said, it's just throwing things and seeing what sticks. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you come back to it later, save that for another time. But it's literally just working from the ground up. Get the fundamentals, get a basic starting point, and then go from there. But yeah, I'll hand it back to you. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
What he said. There we go. Yeah, no, there you go.
The next question, are there any questions from the audience? No. Oh, there is one, okay.
Hooray!
ShadyVox, a question for you. How did you come up with an idea for the song Sorry Jack?
Oh, wow. This is cool. I didn't get this.
Isn't it personal?
Sorry Jack originally started as the riff The intro, do. That's just me, like, just playing with the guitar, you know, just sitting down and just having an idea. But, you know, it sort of throwbacks to this, you know, you have a foundation and it was the riff initially. And then you start trying putting things on top of it, like a drum track, maybe it doesn't work, save it for later. Bass track, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Sorry Jack, I wrote in 2 weeks. The lyrics were probably the hardest part. With my music particularly, I wrote instrumentals first before vocals and lyrics, and a lot of people have different processes with that. But Sorry Jack stemmed from essentially this sort of iconic, personified idea of just this guy who's just always on bad luck and just finds girls who just aren't interested and just has a hard time.
Friend zone.
I'm sorry?
Friend zone.
Friend zone. Essentially, yeah. Friend zone song, the theme. But yeah, it was very much inspired by Blink-182. I'm a big pop punk 90s fan. I enjoy that sort of realm. That's exactly what I grew up in. Yeah, no idea. So yeah, you know, that's how Sorry Jack came to be, and it took this weird reception when it went on YouTube. Just keyboard warriors from all sides go, Jack's the best guy in the world. Why does everybody hate him and stuff? It's great to watch the reaction and the drama. It was lovely. But thank you for the question, though. Something about Scratch. That's cool. I haven't had that. Thank you.
If you don't have any questions, I have one of my own. There are two main approaches to recording music. Either you record it yourself, or you ask someone else to do it for you. Essentially, a recording studio. Which routes do you prefer? To be directed on how to record stuff, or just recording yourself? What pros and cons you might see for both of these approaches?
Sure. I would absolutely vouch for independent all the time, because once you have that product at the end of it, if you've been self-sufficient, you have a very overwhelming sense of pride, and it can be a lot more laborious. There's a lot more work that needs to go into it, but it's more rewarding to say, I fashioned this myself on my own, and I didn't have anybody to help. Studio is good, because you also have access to gear, recording equipment, room location. A lot of people, when they write music, they don't necessarily have the opportunity to record vocals in a quiet room. You know, there's always like construction or talking, or if you're in an apartment building or so and so. Studio time can be quite expensive to rent the location, and unless you're making money realistically in the thousands and thousands, you can manage what you're doing just being at home, you know, and your guitar, you know, microphone like this and everything. Personally, I would always vouch for going independent, because there's not an idea that you can't take into the studio that you can do at home. You essentially go into the studio to record. You've already got the songs on demo and you know what you're going to do. But if you're at home in your own space, you know, it's a different environment. But studio time does cost more money, but you can get that result of maybe the mixing's cleaner and stuff. But these are skills that you can also pick up by just teaching yourself. You know, how many people do we know that are at-home engineers that can do studio work? I mean, Wolf, yourself, for example, you're an engineer, and I've heard your work, you know, and it sounds like the sort of stuff that you would see broadcast on television and radio and stuff. But you're a prime example. Everybody can do this from home now. Studio work is really there for labels, sort of thing, to get it recorded and have it archived with the company. I would always vouch for independent where possible. But studio also has its benefits, absolutely. You can't comment? Well, did I take the whole answer for you? All right. Really? For you guys as well?
At least for me, because I'm not only a band member, well, session member. Well, I'm also an independent musician, because, well, I write my own music just sitting at home, because I don't have money for studio. Well, I just record basses, guitars, vocals, and stuff. Just sitting at home. And, yeah, I like what I'm doing, like an independent musician, because, yeah, like you said, it's right.
Yeah, sure.
I just can say that I really respect the idea of independent musician, but you can't be perfect in everything. So, for example, okay, for writing songs, for making demos, your home studio is perfect. But when it comes to releasing an album, it's better to hire some guy who can make at least the mixing, the mastering stuff, because, for example, I can't do that on that level that he can do, for example.
Sure.
So, and when it comes to recording in the studio, of course, recording vocals at home requires special equipment and soundproof, and in our flats, in our rooms, it's not always possible.
You know, you just said exactly what I wanted to say earlier, yeah?
Just say, yeah.
Okay, go for another question.
No.
Oh, sorry. Hello. Right, go on.
Yeah, the most important thing, I think, that if you have someone else to control you, because if you recording something on your own, you can, your friend or the sound engineer in your studio can't hear some of mistakes that you didn't hear in the first place, or he could say that stop being such a perfectionist, that's exactly what we needed. So stop re-recording this part for the 100th time.
I'm just gonna add an extra comment to it. A lot of people, when they think when they say they're going to a studio to record, a lot of people have this idea that it's like it's a Hollywood embellishment where everyone's having a party and it's a good time. It's not the case. It's you in a small room with headphones on, listening to playback, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Until it's done.
That is what music is for the most part when you're writing it. Is, oh, that part wasn't right, I've got to do it again. Oh, well, I messed up another part. It's just repeat, repeat, repeat. But you can do these same things at home, but for that studio quality, sometimes it is a good idea to hire external talent. Maybe a sound engineer who's been doing it for a few years. And, you know, if you can't do that, there's no shame in asking help from other people to make your project better.
Okay, any other questions from the audience? Oh, there is one. Next question is about your general approach to the fandom, because you created mostly pony-related music, and does it make you only musicians that do pony music, or do you still enjoy the show itself? Are you still fans? What do you think about it?
Well, I am.
You can absolutely delve into both. There is no one way or the other. You can write pony music, enjoy the show, and still write original music while still having an attachment to the show. You know, as musicians, what we do is we grow and we extend our horizons and genres. And you'll often find that musicians from 5 years ago write completely different to how they write now. It's just expansion and formation of how they grow. But no, I don't see any reason for cause to say that you can't enjoy a show while writing different music at the same time. Absolutely. You know, there is no limit with music. Anything can, you know, be musically inclined. There is no, well, you like this, so you can't like this sort of thing. It doesn't exist. You can absolutely enjoy everything at the same time.
So it's just a general yeah from
all of
a
us.
million people, yeah?
I need to
Okay.
stop talking. Everybody doesn't get to say
Well,
anything after
maybe
I do.
let's do it like that. Next time you'll be answering
Tell you
as the
what,
last one.
Next one, let's start from there and we'll make all
Oh,
of it.
maybe that way.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Sorry for making it. Yeah. But another question: do we have anything from the audience? Oh, wait, I need to ask this one, because many people, when I've told them that I've been speaking to this or that musician, the most important the most important question they had was, what software are they using? So I would like to ask, when
About
I
gear?
yeah, it's just the thing that they think that the software magically helps you record. And just a side question: could you possibly think you could record just using, for example, free software like Audacity?
Well, I can say what I'm using about my gear and stuff and software. Well, in general, I use my bass Lakeland Skyline 5502 Deluxe, and band is Geo GSA 60. It's my sister's guitar. I borrowed it. Yep. Well, I have M Audio Fast Track USB. It's a small audio interface. It's cheap, but it works for me fine. Well, I use as a digital audio workstation. I use Cubase 5. I haven't bought it. I just downloaded it for free. I pirated it. Yep. So, and...
We'll edit it out. No, we won't.
Well, okay. And, well, some different plugins. I don't know if you're interested to hear this. All the plugins I use, well, compressors, EQs, emulators, well, and stuff. It's kind of complicated. I think that's just instrument, DAW, and audio interface.
Well, the music is not in the plugins, although all of your equipment. So I just use Reaper. Reaper is great. Every time I start Reaper, it says, you have to pay for Reaper after you used it for 60 days. You have used the Reaper for 900 days and for 1,500 hours. Maybe you should consider paying for it. Or just wait 5 minutes.
It's essentially the WinRAR of DAWs, isn't it?
I think that basically you can do music with any software and any hardware. It just depends on your skills and your talents as a composer and performer. So you can use Cubase, you can use Audacity or whatever. Just
Fruity Loops.
You can use even installed recorder on your cell phone.
That's what I did initially. So it doesn't really matter that much.
Well, yes, like they were saying, there's many different options that you can go for. I mean, in this day and age, there's loads of free software you can go for as well. So it's always easy to start off if you want to start doing music. For example, a prime example, our most recent album that we've got for sale and everything, like we've been working on that for how long now? Like a year or so? And that was all being done through a piece of free software that comes on a Mac called GarageBand. Like, it's all free software. It's nothing amazing. So it's all free software. And then, as the guys mentioned, you've got... There is that option. We try to avoid that. But then, obviously, you've got Cubase as well that the guys have mentioned. That's what we do quite a bit of our kind of drum tracks and stuff in that we kind of record and all that. And then, again, Reaper. That's where all the mixing and mastering comes in. But there's Reaper's free. You've got GarageBand. There's I don't like to list it, but Audacity. Like, you can always start off. There's free software. There's free VSTs. There's everything. It's not difficult to start out. Yeah, you've got loads of stuff at your disposal.
I'm going to go to the toilet.
Look at this guy go, yeah!
Wish him best
Right,
luck.
I'd just like to point out very quickly, this happens at every single panel we go to. Every single panel, halfway through, he will get up and go to the loo. So I apologize. And there he's got, that's him gone. Cool. Shady?
Please.
So what we're essentially talking about with the question is what's called DAWs, or digital audio workstations for the technical term. And you will find that, for most part, they operate on the same sort of level, but the user interface and how you interact with it is different for every tool. But they essentially have the same process. And in these, you also get to control panning, volume, compression, EQ. You do have to sort of educate yourself a little bit when you're using it, exactly where the items are, where your plugins are and everything. As for recommendations, the industry standard as of the moment is currently Pro Tools. Now, Pro Tools it's expensive if you buy it. But personally, I use something called Mixcraft, which is $100. But all the music that you've heard me release, like Scratch 21, Button Mash, Don't Mind at Night, that's all done with Mixcraft. And you don't need to, burn a hole in your pocket to make decent music. I mean, listing off before Audacity. Audacity, it's free, but it is a viable option. Granted, you have to like mess with it a little bit more to get a decent sound. A little bit, is being generous, but no, it absolutely is possible. I would personally recommend for Mixcraft. It's what I use. It's reliable. I've used it for 3-4 years, and I've actually bought it. So, in your face. The only reason I bought it was because my crack didn't work anymore.
As a Pro Tools user myself, I also must agree with what you said, that if it's not cracked, it works. The cracked version doesn't work. No, I'm not just saying that so you can download it, but just... and I've got a... Yeah, bravo, big applause for him. He went to the toilet and came back.
He has returned.
I have thought of a better system of asking questions from the audience. If you have a question, you can at any time come here and give it to me. That's why I don't... What?
How was the toilet?
Refreshing would be the best word to use.
Relieving?
Relieving.
There we go.
Okay, and let's not go back to that topic again. And another question that I have that is more or less connected to the way the song is made. There are also two approaches. Do you guys like writing down the music you try to record, or do you just do it by ear, by listening to the tracks that are already in place, and then trying to improvise it, then more or less remember how you want the song to be played? Or do you just make a rough mix and listen to how it sounds, and then you just write it all down to just have it written somewhere so you don't lose it and can remind yourself how it looks like at any time?
Are you talking about sheet music necessarily? Right. Well, I'm going to come out and say I can't read sheet music to any degree. I can't read sheet music with guitar, bass, drums, or anything, or vocals. It does sort of come into the idea of knowing what the key signature is, knowing what notes fit and what notes don't, and then it just comes to maybe just messing around. It's all, for the most part, what it is just trial and error. Going back to that. I kind of forgot what was the other half. Do we write it down, or is it?
Well, yeah. Do you just wing it, or just write it down, or do you just and also
right.
Do you record them? Do you just record it in a sequence, like you first record the drums and then the other instruments, or do you just know ad hoc how the final effect you would like to have, and then record accordingly?
Sure. Well,
please don't take all the answers from the other guys.
No. I'll talk on a personal experience because my process I guarantee is going to be different for everybody. It's that for myself, when I'm writing music, I don't necessarily go like, I'm going to write the whole drum track and then I'm going to fit it. What I'll do is maybe I'll write a few measures of guitar, and then I'll write a few measures of bass on top of that, and then maybe a few measures of drums on top of that. It's not necessarily a case like you go into a song and go, I know exactly how the guitar's going to be. Everything else has to revolve around it. You build it piece by instrument, really is how I do it. I don't even have a demo process. I don't have like a demo mix or anything. I just I record it in the moment, and then I go back over it if I think it's off or whatever. There is no like clear-cut way to write music, really. It's just, if you're a drummer or a bassist, then you have your parts assigned to you. But if you're a one-man show, or and you're handling more instruments than ever, usually the process is that you sort of write the song as it goes, rather than writing the drums or the bass or guitar. You sort of write the whole song at once, slowly. That's how it is for me, at least.
Well, it's an interesting question, actually. Well, when I was 16 and I was just started making my own music, well, I was writing it all down, sheet music in Guitar Pro, if you know this thing. I think most of you know this program. So, well, I have written just incredible music. Yeah, it was really impressive. It sounded cool, nice, and well, whatever else. But it couldn't be played. It was like it was too complicated. It was kind of impossible to play. I was making drum tracks like you play both kicks and then snare. And,
Like they would need a triple kick drum to play.
Yeah,
that.
and fills on the toms, and at the same time you hit the crash and ride, and well, you don't have much hands or legs to play it. Well, and right now I'm probably making music from the scraps. Well, I write down first guitars, some riffs, and then I think, yeah, like Shady said, it's all making from the pieces from, well, like a puzzle, I think. So I write one riff, then second riff, then I connect them, making some bridges, and I can say that this riff will be for verse, this one for chorus, this is the solo, and well, I just write down all the guitar parts, and after that I make drum tracks and bass tracks, keyboards and stuff, and the vocals, they are coming later. So right now I'm writing it all down with the instrument and all, like first guitars and the idea, well, and then making the puzzle as whole, and then finishing with the other instruments. Yeah, that's how it was.
Well, if we have the other parts completed, then I prefer to improvisate, to create my own improvise. Yes, thank you. And in fact, I prefer improvisation.
Did you want to say something? I just saw that twitch of a hand. No, never mind. I was told that we are kind of running out of time. So if there are no further questions, I have one of my own. Too late. Just okay.
He's
come
going
over,
to get the question.
Come over and then. In the meantime, I'd like to ask you guys a question. What is the next project you're going to release, and what stage of that project you're on? Just a little
The
teaser.
third album of Przewalski's Ponies, and the fourth album as well. Well,
I think more like an EP album.
And my own solo album.
all three of them. You know, there are three things every woman must do: write the album down, write the album down, and write the album down. So she can do it.
All right, yeah. So our next project is pretty much going to be the second album, but I think which is at 0% right now, to be honest. Let's face it, we're rehashing old ideas, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess. Exactly. But I think before that, what we're going to be doing is trying to do, hey guys, trying to get some like music videos done. That's something we've really been trying to look into. There was another thing. What was it? Shows? Was it? Yes. Get more shows. Just gigs and stuff. Because as it currently stands, we haven't really gone around to kind of, I guess, play our music, play the new stuff. So that's something we'd like to do kind of before we really get started on the second album. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty much it for us, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, this is exciting. I haven't had a chance to talk about this because nobody seems interested. Messing. My next project is I'm making, I have a one-man music project called Scratch 21, where I do drums, bass, vocals, lyrics. Essentially, it's a one-man show. And I'm currently working on a second album, but the dynamics changed. The band is now conceptual and virtual. The best example I can give you is Gorillaz. The band doesn't technically exist in the world, but it's sort of like an internet phenomenon. And essentially what I'm going to be doing is I'm writing the second album, and all these new members are characterized. They have their own voices, own personality, and the intention is to have animated music videos by Jan Animations, so you can assume what the sort of quality is going to be. Yeah, absolutely. And also social interaction with the followers, by which I mean like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Videos animated by Jan of these characters talking, answering questions on an animated video, and addressing the followers and stuff. It's going to be a big thing when it drops. I hope so, at least anyway. Fortunately, with Jan, because of our work dynamic, we do a service for service exchange. He'll make me a video, I'll do audio for his stuff. So everything is essentially at this point from scratch, a two-man team. But we've got a lion for a singer, lead guitarist. We've got a fox for bassist and backing vocals. We've got a rabbit for a drummer. And we have a stag for backing guitar. It's a lot of fun. I think it's going to be really cool. It's taking a lot of work, but I hope that when it drops, it's going to be super exciting and hopefully change music a little bit. Because we haven't had a virtual band since Gorillaz, and I don't know why people aren't taking advantage of this stuff more. Yeah, a vocal. Oh, yeah, that's true. But that's the insight for my workload, at least.
And the last question from the audience, let's make it real quick, or they kill me for extending the panel length. Was what song did you had most fun recording? And a quick question that also came up: do you save the bloopers from the recordings, like funny stuff?
Save the bloopers. Usually I find with myself is that if I do a song wrong, or because I record in parts, you don't record lyrics all at one time. You sort of do half of a verse or a phrase at a time. And then you do stitching, the best parts of the song, of the vocals, you put it together. But of course, you'll sing a song and you'll hit a bum note or your voice will crack or anything. If it's really, really good and it makes you laugh, you usually save it, but for the most part you go, no, delete, try again. It's just that, no, it's not right, I need to get it right sort of mentality. I wish I did keep the bloopers because there was a great part in Sorry Jack where it hits the, Sorry Strangers, where you ask me. I'm doing it an octave down, but that high E, there's a recording of me where you ask me. It happens, unfortunately, but, it's a good laugh, We're not always going to be perfect, but we have fun doing it.
Okay, well, we tend not to keep bloopers in, to be honest. Again, it comes down to we record vocals in parts, and if a bum note is noticeable, complete redo. Melodyne.
Yeah.
But no, I think the fun. Here's a little funny story actually. Is with End of Your Leash. There's a End of Your Leash. That's the song.
Yep.
I thought you were using a term of praise of music or something. When you're at the end of your leash.
Oh. No. No, it's the name of the song, man.
So bad you can show.
Yes.
I wanna hate you.
Yeah, he's singing it there. There we go. That's it. But no, he's still going. Cool. That was cool.
Just like this song.
It's a good song.
This one
I
is
like
my
it.
favorite.
It's one of my favorites on the album. But anyway, as I was saying, nearer to the end of the song, there's a bit where you can, audibly hear me sigh, just because I'm just fed up with just doing this. We weren't going to, but then at the end of the day, we were like, you know what? It adds to the atmosphere. It adds to the atmosphere of the music. So I was like, oh, okay, we'll keep that in. No, it's a sigh, just me, because I was like so done at that point. Because I was like, I just want to get this done. Because I completely, did the song in the wrong key. My vocals weren't hitting high enough, and I really had to kind of belt it, and I was just getting really fed up by the end. So you can, as it nears the end of the song, you can just hear me go, right as the last chorus kicks in. It's so funny. Yeah. But that's a cool little story, I guess, about bloopers.
I have really loads of bloopers from our recordings and rehearsals. I really like to listen to them again and to just have fun.
He just records every single rehearsal ever.
We also
And he deletes nothing.
we also give them a funny names,
And so yeah, I think that all of our songs were just really fun to record, and we had a lot of great time.
So we will have to finish this panel for now. Thank you very much for attending the panel. Thank you very much for being here.